Hi guys, and welcome to a new video of F1 highlights. As we all know that Charles Leclerc won the last race back in Austria, and it looks like Ferrari might have the upper hand now and they can easily win the World Championship. This is why we'll tell you, so make sure to watch it until the end. As the Austrian Grand Prix, Carlos Sainz looked like he was on his way to get the second position, but his Ferrari engine had an abrupt stop to that. The Spaniard had to stop his Italian car on the fourth turn, after which he was forced to climb out of his burning car as he was eliminated from the race. Sainz's Ferrari has now arrived in Maranello. At the factory, the team and mechanics were able to pinpoint the problem and fix it, but Mattia Binotto and his colleagues do not seem as reassured as they should be. Sainz most likely encountered the exact same problem in Austria, similar to what Charles Leclerc faced back in Azerbaijan, and measures had already been taken after that race. Ferrari team principal Binotto tells that he is quite concerned about the next few races, as there is no reliability update that can be introduced before then without the grid penalties. Leclerc and Sainz will therefore have to make it in the tracks with the current material. Obviously, we're concerned about the problems for the next few races. In the long term, I'm not worried because I know that we as a team can overcome these problems, Binotto said. Where Binotto might not be concerned for the long term, Carlos Sainz does not seem to be concerned with it yet. The Spaniard has already lost his podium last weekend, and in the next race, he will most likely start the race from the back of the grid. However, Sainz will get a brand new engine from Paul Ricard. This is also a very crucial step, as the engine from Austria can no longer be used. The power unit exploded completely, rendering it useless, and all parts were heavily damaged in the fire that ensued. Some might say this will have a negative impact, but we all know what Hamilton did last year when he has a similar issue and still managed to win almost all the races by the end of that season. He had changed his engine several times, with which he was able to use it at its full potential, and they went almost like a fighter jet in the race. There was no one who could keep up with their speed and the skills they had. A penalty of 10 seconds which was placed was not an issue, as within the 10 laps or so they covered it immaculately, and so this can be the key to win several races and redeem themselves. So maybe this is not so bad for the Ferrari drivers after all. But wait, there's more! Ferrari team boss Mattia Binotto also indicated the same during an interview, that his team is almost as fast as Red Bull. During the races in Silverstone and Spielberg, it became clear that the Italian team has worked hard to boost their cars and excelled when it comes to the development of their F175. He revealed that the Italian team's new rear wings could be one of the reasons why the gap between them and Red Bull Racing has become less. The F175 could often be seen losing out to the RB18 at maximum speed, but the new rear wings should be able to solve the problem and answer that speed issue. After a series of 6 victories for the Austrians, it was finally a hit for the Scuderia in Great Britain. Carlos Sainz was finally able to break the chain with his long-awaited first victory. At the Red Bull Ring, his teammate Charles Leclerc was the first one to cross the line. Ferrari, after all, was in charge on the circuits that seemed to be more for the Austrian team in advance. Ferrari's victories came at the right time. The Italian team had already been dry for about 6 races, and Max Verstappen's lead kept getting bigger and bigger, and the championship, which seemed more likely to be over for Ferrari, but this move can be the change very much needed for them to stay in the game. Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc had ensured that Binotto now can be able to march off to Maranello with his head held high. However, the victory on Sunday in Austria seemed to fall in Verstappen's side for a long time. The Dutchman was the fastest on the circuit during the short sprint race of 100 kilometers on Saturday, while it looked like Leclerc had a tough time keeping up with his old karting rival. Ferrari's victory in the home track of Red Bull Racing was mainly due to 2 things, as said by Binotto. The first reason was the minimal tire wear Ferrari had as compared to Verstappen. The second reason is the fact that Ferrari is now almost as fast as Red Bull on the straights. Ferrari's win on the straights can be explained by the new rear wing the team introduced in Canada. The wing is very similar to the Red Bull rear wing and therefore provides a gain in top speed. In Great Britain, both cars ran with the new rear wing. Previously, only Charles had him in Canada, but now Carlos also has him on his car, says Binotto. Despite the new wing, Binotto still believes that Red Bull has the faster car at the moment. I think Red Bull still has more advantage than we do. The man from Lausanne continues. However, in terms of power, we are very close to Red Bull, concludes the Ferrari CEO. With this, Binotto makes it clear that the difference in top speed with Red Bull has almost evaporated. For the time being, Binotto hopes to make the car faster, and he points to an area for improvement, especially the grip in the corners. That's where we can make the difference, but there is still more to come. Ferrari is about to introduce an improved hybrid system in a few races. The Italian racing team is planning to bring a new hybrid system in Belgium or Italy, with which Ferrari will take a step in terms of power. In terms of reliability, there don't seem to be any major changes coming, so the team has no choice but to introduce new parts if something breaks during the races. The new hybrid system is expected in Spa or Monza and is designed to release more energy over one lap. Ferrari is therefore planning to get even more power from the current package. It's not yet clear how this will affect the reliability of the engine. The report from Italy will undoubtedly be welcomed with open arms by Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc, who both experienced technical difficulties in 2022. It's emphasized once again that Sainz experienced a similar problem in Austria to Leclerc, and the problem mainly has to do with the turbo and MGUH. In these parts, the temperature rises high during the race. At Sainz, his car, a huge fire broke out after his engine failed in Austria, rendering it unusable. Ferrari could look at the current pool of engines left, but the other engines are already at the limit in terms of mileage. At the Paul Ricard circuit, that is not an option. Ferrari had hoped to make it through the summer break without a fourth engine, but instead, Sainz is now getting a new engine of the same specification that still has reliability issues. For Mattia Binotto, there is no other option. In the coming races, the only solution is to insert new parts when something explodes. The reliability is not too good at the moment, but on pure power, Ferrari is a notch too strong for the competitors, so they can go a step further in a few races. We have worked hard on performance, knowing that the power unit will be frozen until 2026, so we are mainly looking at the upcoming seasons, the Italian concludes resolutely. According to the budget cap, they have to keep costs at a low rate if they will bring more updates this year, but the focus is also on 2023 now to bring the best reliable power unit possible. It seems like Ferrari is investing in the pure power of the engine and later in the reliability of the power units. Is this a good choice? If reliability is solved, can the title go to Ferrari? Let us know your thoughts on this and leave a comment below and start a conversation with the F1 community. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button not to miss any F1 news.